sana tena kwa kuja kutembelea leo katika hii press conference yetu. This press conference has been called by the Concerned Citizens Kenya. It's a civil society organization working in Kenya and dealing with the matters of human rights and labor rights. I would like to read a press statement before we take question and answers. So, on 30th August 2015, we called a press conference at this same venue to launch our report on the state and condition of migrant/domestic workers in Saudi Arabia. Today we are here again to make it known that the notion that Saudi people hate and mistreat Kenya is not true, and the fact that there has been a few isolated reported cases where Kenyans have been mistreated. This situation has been exaggerated to an extent that it has started to hurt our relationship with the Saudi government. Having said that, we would like to respond to some allegations, rumors, propaganda being propagated by one Senator Emambura against the citizens of the Republic of Saudi Arabia. During the burial of the father of the Senator Mike Sonko, Senator Emambura made some alarming remarks to the effect that there is a Kenyan girl in Saudi Arabia who is about to be hung on allegation of rape. She went further and threatened that she will organize a demonstration for and against Saudi interest in Kenya and close the Saudi embassy. As Concerned Citizen, we have carried out our independent investigation, which has revealed that there is no such case in Saudi jail or prison. The place that is being purported to by Senator is not a jail, but a deportation center by the name Tahil, which is an Arabic word for deportation center. It must be clarified that a deportation center is not a jail or a prison as purported by the Senator. We also went ahead to investigate other allegation that was posted on the social media concerning one Martha Nyagodhi Maina, a Kenyan girl who has been in coma at Sanad Hospital in Saudi Arabia. It was alleged that Martha was tortured by unknown people and left abandoned in hospital. That is not true either. The truth of the matter is that Martha was taken to hospital by her sponsor after she wrongfully overdosed herself with medication she was taking. It is therefore unfair for a honorable member of the Senate to peddle such unconfirmed information of such magnitude in full glare of media and the President. As Concerned Citizen, we would like to advise Senator to use proper channel if she has issues with the Saudi government. We are fully aware that the Senator has a brother in Saudi jail who is facing 1 year jail term on crimes to do with drug trafficking, of which we are sorry about. However, it would be better if Madam Senator, just like any other Kenyan, carry her own cross and stop dragging the whole country into the family issues. The end of the statement. Now, I want to say this, that we are not here to defend the government of Saudi Arabia because we don't work for them and we are Kenyans. But what we want to say is that let the truth be said. Senator Emambura has issues with the government of Saudi Arabia because his brother is arrested and jailed for drug trafficking 1 year. And she has been going to the embassy seeking the assistance of the ambassador to make sure the brother is released from the jail. We are also informed that the ambassador refused Senator Emambura's overture, and then she became bitter with the government of Saudi Arabia. So today we are telling her that she should not peddle rumors because there's no girl by the name Violet who is in the death row or who has been killed. And there's no, the lady, she's claiming that she's been tortured by the employer and found on the street. It's also a lie. She should come out clear and let her face her own problem with the Saudi government rather than dragging the whole country into her personal issues. We are also asking her to stop insulting other members, other members of the public who are trying so hard to make sure that the problem of Saudi Arabians and Kenyans is sorted out. Most of the problem with Saudi Arabians and Kenyans concerning workers are labor issues. They are never racial, they are never tribal, they are never religious, they are just labor issues where one staff disagrees with another employer, one employer disagrees with another agency, but they are never at all they should never at all be called racial issue, mistreatment, or torture. They are issues which happen everywhere, like any other country, where we have people who are facing problems with their employers. And most of these things are being sorted out. The embassy now has become very proactive there. The Kenyans in the diaspora, especially in Saudi Arabia, are cooperating with Kenyans who are having problems in Saudi Arabia, and not at all there is anybody in Saudi Arabia who is a Kenyan who is facing a death row or who has been killed. So we want to tell Kenyans that they should disregard and take with contempt all the allegations Emambura is putting against the Saudi embassy. We have videos. Last Saturday we were in Mombasa, and Emambura confessed that she had put time in Saudi Arabia because she was also a house girl there. She's been working there in Saudi Arabia, she has been working in Dubai, and she confessed that life has been good. She even said she's going to talk to the Minister for Foreign Affairs to lift the ban. She even said that she is going to talk with the Minister for Labour to lift the ban. And together with the Member of Parliament from Vita, they came up with a resolution that they are going to put a debate in Parliament to lift the ban. Today, again, she comes out because from the statement she gave, we are meant to understand that she went to the Saudi Arabia embassy and negotiated for the release of her brother from the prison. And she was told sincerely that the brother was arrested for drug-related offenses, which is beyond the embassy. And she was advised to go and talk to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, who will talk to the President, so that this thing can be handled at the level of the President and the King of Saudi Arabia, but not the ambassador. She left there fuming and bitter with the Embassy of Saudi Arabia. So we are calling upon her to stop personalizing issues and making a personal issue a national issue. Thank you. Is there any question?
Nafuatilia tu baada ya mkutano ile wakati tulisema kwamba ile marufuku ambayo amewekewa Saudi inafanya mwenyewe. Sijui hadi kufikia sasa mmeweza kurudisha chochote, mmezungumziwa?
Asante sana. Kwa ile tulikuwa tarehe 30 mahali hapa tulisema kwanza serikali release the task force report. Ukweli siku mbili zilizopita ama tatu wali release task force report. Wakapatia acting minister for labor, Madam Omamo. So the next step we are asking Madam Omamo to make it public, because of course I'm told she said that she has to read the report before she make public, and that is the procedure. We have no problem with that. Once it is handed over to her, she must read it and comprehend it before she make it. But we are also asking her to make it very soon public, because Kenyans are suffering. Kenyans are looking for jobs. There are other Kenyans who are still in Saudi Arabia who cannot be helped now, not because they have problems, but because now the ban has been lifted, the communication to the Saudi embassy is becoming a problem, because they are also complaining now they cannot talk to us because there is a ban. So once the ban is lifted, the communication is going to be easy. Anybody, and let me tell you, I've been in more than 7 countries in this world. Once you are not in your country, you're always not comfortable. But that does not mean you're being mistreated. Home is best. I've been in Tanzania, very close, but when you're there, you become homesick. Does that mean I'm being mistreated? That's not mistreated. You go to further countries, you face problems in the ground because you are afraid, but that does not translate to mistreatment. It's just because you are not in your home, so you are not comfortable. And this is what Emambura is making it look like mistreatment. So, to answer your question, I'm saying that we are also giving the Minister for Labour at least a week, because I know she's not one who's going to read it. The directors in the ministry are going to read, comprehend it, and advise her further. So the task force report should be made open, because from the task force report we are going to have a policy. From the policy we are going to have rules and regulations, we are going to have laws, and then bilateral agreement. So these things should move very fast, so that we also get a slice of the pie in terms of remittances.
So what are some of the recommendations in the report?
Thank you. I said very well that it's not public, and I was not in the task force. So So we are asking them, once she's out, we'll know the recommendation.
You said that there is a lady that the senator alleged that is in a deportation center and not in jail. So can you clarify if it's true that there is this lady in a deportation center and why she's there?
Let me just say, those deportation centers, as I said last week, are not for criminals. Most of them are people who maybe have found themselves in the wrong side of the law, but they are supposed to be taken back home. So they are put there temporarily for their government or whoever is responsible for them to organize their transport back. Now, there are so many people, not only Kenyans who are there, who are there in the deportation center, but they are not prison, that is the question. And again, I have to be clear, there's no lady by Violet who is on the death row. That is a propaganda by Emma Mbura to tarnish the name of Saudi Arabia.
But she's in a deportation center.
She's not in the deportation center. There's no lady in the deportation center by Violet, but that does not mean there are no other Kenyans. But there's no lady by that name, whether in the deportation center or in prison.
And what do you do with such allegations?
Which allegation?
Okay, like the one she's saying. Is there a way that you have been confirming that, or?
I'm saying this, when she came up with such allegation, we got an email from our people who are there. Kenya Society in Saudi Arabia, the people we communicate with there are so many there. And they have their chairman who is a former ambassador who is still there. And they are saying they went along all these prisons, they went in all the deportation center, they did not find that. Now MRLF is again today saying that the lady has been banned by the government. So these are very alarming reports she's giving. And in fact, she's a senator in the ruling coalition. Some of these things she should address them to the level of the president if it is true. She should not go start posting in Facebook, email, yet she has the ears of the president. These are very serious and alarming allegations which can destroy a relationship between a country and the other. So we are asking her to be truthful and say that they want the president to assist him to assist her to release her brother from Saudi jail who has been convicted of drug trafficking. That is the position.
Would you kindly read
This letter from our people in Saudi Arabia. So, okay, this is how it is. This is the Kenyan Society in Saudi Arabia. It is a group of Kenyan diaspora volunteers from different parts of Kenya without discriminating each other based on religion, tribe, racial backgrounds, or where they came from back home. Our motto is Tuko Pamoja. Kenyan Society Group is a welfare group formed since 2011 by Kenyan diaspora and a former second secretary to the Republic of Kenya, Ali Mohammed. So let me jump to another part. On the story of Kenya girls sentenced to hang in Saudi Arabia, we would like to refute this as a groundless and damaging to the relation between our Kenyan government and that of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Let me quote one journalist. The lady who arrived on Saturday and Sunday came back with a call. I think this letter is very important that I give you copies of it because it's long and you will get a copy and comprehend it also yourself. Rather than me reading, you might say later I've edited it. I want you to give it as it is so that you know the truth and that Emma Mbura is fighting her personal wars with the government of Saudi Arabia and that Kenyans who are there are now being handled well. Kenyans are concerned, and I shall tell you, even if you go to the jails of Kenya today, you will find other Kenyans non-Kenyans who are in jail. But that doesn't mean that people are getting mistreated. Anybody who finds himself in jail has a reason why he's in jail. And it's not necessarily that he's being or she's being mistreated. Thank you. So, I mean, my colleagues also want to say something. Let me give them an opportunity. What's something to say?
Kwa majina ya Pasali. Mimi jambo ambalo ningependa kuelezea ni kwamba mara mingi sisi Wakenya huwa tunachukulia vitu ambavyo tumefanyia kama personal capacity. Na tuko kama ni yetu Kenya kama nchi. Ukitia maanani hii jambo ambayo inahusu Saudia, kwa ile muda ambayo mimi najua na vile na uchunguzi wetu tumeonelea kwamba Saudia hata imejaribu hata kusaidia Kenya kuliko vile ambavyo tunachukulia kwa mbaya. Ukiangalia wale ambao wamefanya kazi huko, baadhi yao wale ambao wanaifanya na kurudi, ukienda kwao na wazungumzie, unasikia kwamba ile matatizo ambayo serikali ilikuwa inajaribu kuelezea hamna. Kwa hivyo kabla tujaanza kuchukulia jambo kama hiyo yanasaidia hatua ama kuichukulia kwa mbaya, ni lazima kwanza tuangalie ni mazuri gani ambayo yamefanya kabla tujaona ile mabaya yamefanya. Si kwamba tunaitetea, bali ni ukweli kusema.
All I would like to say is that it's a pity that honorable member can stand in full glare of cameras and come up with allegations that actually she does not have proper facts. To me, I feel my advice is that for her to be able to come up with such issues, she should do thorough investigation, come up with the facts before she can be able to now pour the information to the public. Because by doing that, she really destroying the relationship between our country and Saudi Arabia. And we know very well, just like any other place, we don't dispute their bad bosses, but that doesn't mean that there are no good bosses. Saudi, there are so many people who are going to Saudi and they are really benefited. And up to now we are talking, there are so many Kenyans who are working there in Saudi Arabia and they are really doing well, they're enjoying life. So the fact that actually her brother got in problem with the Saudi government should not mean that actually now she dragged the whole country in her family issues. As a leader, she should stand firm and actually seek for proper ways on how her brother can be assisted. That's all I can say today.